What if I told you America is not the richest country in the world? What if I told you a country most people can't find on a map controls more wealth per citizen than the entire United States and has done so for decades? Stay with me. We're about to break it down right here on Rank Empire. The last one will shock you. Now, before we start counting down, let's make sure we're measuring wealth the right way, because this is where most videos get it wrong. There's a difference between a country having a big economy and a country having rich citizens. America has the biggest economy in the world in total, but America also has 330 million people sharing that wealth. We're measuring GDP per capita. That means total economic output divided by population. How much does each person generate on average? That's the real wealth ranking. And when you look at it this way, everything flips. Some of the most powerful countries in the world fall out of the top 10, and some tiny nations you've barely heard of shoot straight to number 1. Here are your top 10. Norway. GDP per capita approximately $88,000 per year. Norway discovered oil in the North Sea in the 1970s, and here's what separates Norway from every other oil-rich nation. Instead of spending that money right away on flashy projects, they created the Government Pension Fund Global. Today, that fund holds over $1.7 trillion in assets. That's more than $300,000 saved for every single Norwegian citizen. Even if every oil well ran dry tomorrow, Norway would still be one of the wealthiest nations alive. That is the definition of long-term thinking. Denmark. GDP per capita around $89,000. Denmark charges its citizens up to 56% income tax. And you know what? The Danish people genuinely don't complain about it, because in return they get completely free healthcare, completely free university education, and one of the world's most generous pension systems. The lesson? Yeah, it's not about how much you earn, it's about what your government builds with what you give. Denmark shows that taxation and prosperity are not opposites. Number 8, Iceland. Population 370,000, GDP per capita around $75,000. When Iceland's entire economy collapsed in 2008, one of the worst financial crashes in modern history, Iceland did the unthinkable. They refused the bailout model every other country followed. They let the banks fail, they jailed the bankers responsible, and then they rebuilt. Today, Iceland is one of the richest and happiest nations on earth, a crisis country that became a comeback story. We're now entering the top 7, and every country from here up has a GDP per capita above $100,000. That means the average citizen in each of these countries generates more than $100,000 of economic value every year. Let that sit for a second. Singapore, an island nation with zero natural resources, no oil, no farmland, no rivers, nothing, yet its GDP per capita sits around $88,000 and climbing. Singapore positioned itself as the world's trading and financial hub between East and West. Its port processes more cargo than almost anywhere on Earth. Singapore is living proof that you don't need resources to be rich. You need strategy. Number 6, the United States GDP per capita around $85,000. The world's largest total economy, but number 6 per person. Why? Because when you have 330 million people and 800 billionaires alongside 37 million people living in poverty, the average drops. America generates staggering total wealth. The distribution of that wealth, that's a whole separate video, and we're making it. United Arab Emirates, GDP per capita around $105,000. Abu Dhabi alone holds over $1.5 trillion in sovereign wealth funds. And while Dubai gets all the Instagram attention, the real strategic thinking happens in Abu Dhabi, quietly building universities, ports, and technology hubs because they know oil won't last forever. The UAE is using today's oil money to build tomorrow's non-oil economy. That's generational thinking. Number 4, Ireland. GDP per capita roughly $104,000. And this one surprises everyone. Ireland was one of Europe's poorest countries in the 1980s. Then they made one decision: the lowest corporate tax rate in the European Union. Within a generation, Google, Apple, Meta, Amazon, they all set up their European headquarters in Ireland. Tax revenue flooded in. One policy decision transformed an entire nation. We're in the top 3 now, and I want you to notice something. The top 3 richest countries per capita are all small nations. None of them are military superpowers. None of them are geographically large. Size has almost nothing to do with wealth. Let's finish the list. Switzerland, GDP per capita approximately $103,000. For over 200 years, Switzerland has refused to join any military alliance and stayed neutral in every major conflict. And that neutrality made it the world's financial safe house. When governments and billionaires need to store wealth, they trust Switzerland. The Swiss franc is the closest thing the world has to a permanently stable currency. Switzerland doesn't generate wealth, it attracts and protects the wealth of the entire world. Number 2, Luxembourg. Population 660,000 people, smaller than Ibadan. GDP per capita over $135,000. Luxembourg is the financial capital of Europe, home to major EU institutions, the European Court of Justice, and some of the world's largest private banking operations. This tiny landlocked country has made itself essential to European finance, and essential means wealthy. Number 1, and the number 1 richest country on earth, Monaco. Population, approximately 38,000 people, less than some Nigerian university campuses. GDP per capita, over $240,000 per person per year. Monaco is by design the world's wealthiest playground. Zero income tax attracts the ultra-rich from across Europe and the world to officially relocate there. When you have 38,000 residents and thousands of them are millionaires and billionaires, the per capita wealth calculation goes off the charts. Monaco wins the ranking almost by formula. So here's the pattern that the top 10 richest countries all share. They either found something rare and saved it wisely, like Norway, or they position themselves strategically between powerful trading partners, like Singapore and Luxembourg, or they made their nation a tax and financial haven that attracted global wealth, like Monaco and Ireland. None of these countries got rich by accident. Every single one made deliberate decisions, decade after decade, that compounded into extraordinary wealth. That's the lesson of the top 10. That was the Rank Empire breakdown of the top 10 richest countries in the world. Now I want to know from you, which country surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments right now, and if you want to go deeper, next video we're answering the question, which country was the richest in every century for the last 2,000 years? The answers will completely rewrite your understanding of global history. Subscribe to Rank Empire and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. I'll see you in the next one.